Last week, I made a 24-minute long documentary all about Lille's heroic Ligue 1 title win against all the odds. The history of the club, the highs and lows, their ultimate triumph, and how quickly their squad will be torn apart. I talked a fair bit in that video about Lille's extraordinary record of either bringing players through their own impressive youth ranks or signing talented young players for reasonable fees and then shifting them on for extortionate ones. In light of that fact, and just because this is the type of person that I am, I thought I'd jot down a little 11 of players to have been sold by the club. The result was so extraordinary, I felt that I had to make it into a video all of its own. Typically when I make a video of this ilk, I make a sort of what if 11 had a team kept their best players, which incorporates both current and former players. That isn't required on this occasion, since an 11 solely made up of players sold by Lille is remarkable enough all on its own. The 11 is based on the players' talents right now and not how they played at Lille, so there'll be no former players like Eric Abidal or even Jean Barrett if you were to go back far enough. I would urge you to stick with me until the substitutes and even honourable mentions at the end, since they truly emphasise the scale of Lille's sales, but obviously I can't make you, it is just a suggestion. Here is my absolutely remarkable best 11 of players sold by Lille. Goalkeeper, Mike Maignan. The only 2020-21 Ligue 1 title winner sold by Lille at the time of this recording, Mike Maignan, certainly won't be the last. And I wanted to make this video before I had too many players from Lille's historic title win this season to consider. Mike Maignan is a very worthwhile exception though, having been superb for Lille over the last 4 seasons. A tall and athletic shot stopper with outstanding reflexes, Maignan was born in French Guiana, in South America, to a Haitian mother and a French father. He would be eligible to represent 3 different national teams then, but having represented France at every single youth level, the former PSG trainee won his first senior cap for Les Bleus at the start of this season. Aged 25, Maignan left Lille for somewhere in the region of €15 million just a few days ago, joining AC Milan for that bargain fee as a replacement for the departing Gianluigi Donnarumma. Right back, Benjamin Pavard. Didier Deschamps loves an offensively solid fullback, which is why it should come as no surprise that Benjamin Pavard is his first choice for the national team. Pavard had only won a couple of caps for France prior to the 2018 World Cup, but he started in all but one of France's games, scoring a sensational goal against Argentina as France went on to lift only their second World Cup. Pavard was born in French Flanders, close to the border with Belgium, a little over an hour outside of Lille. Having joined Lille as a 9-year-old, Pavard departed following just 25 appearances in August 2016, when he was snapped up by Stuttgart for around £4.5 million. Following 3 seasons at the impressive Mercedes-Benz Arena, where he was both promoted to and relegated from the Bundesliga, Pavard joined his current club Bayern Munich in the summer of 2019. Centre-back, Simon Kjaer. A terrific centre-back who has spent much of his career going a little bit under the radar, Simon Kjaer has won 105 caps for Denmark, and he has never really let down any team that he has represented. He represented the city of Lille for 2 seasons from 2013 to 2015, having joined the club for a little over £2 million from Wolfsburg before departing for Fenerbahce in a deal worth more than £6 million. Kjaer supposedly had a deal in place to join the mighty Hull City in the summer of 2016, should the Tigers avoid relegation from the Premier League. But sadly, they did not, and the poor bugger ended up signing for Sevilla instead. Aged 32, Kjaer now plays for Italian giants AC Milan, and he will captain Denmark at this summer's European Championships. Centre-back, Gabriel. A fine example of Lille's outstanding wheeling and dealing, Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães joined the League and champions from Ave in 2017 as a 19-year-old, for a fee of just £2.7 million. Following loan moves to Troyes and to Dinamo Zagreb, in addition to just over 50 appearances for Lille, he was sold to Arsenal for over £23 million last summer. Still only 23 years of age, I thought the Brazilian gave a decent account of himself during his first season at the Emirates, especially during what was a pretty turgid campaign for the Gunners in general. Fantastic in the air, comfortable on the ball, and a progressive passer of the ball, Gabriel starts, in part because I think he would make an excellent partner for Simon Kjaer at centre-back, but also because I think he's the strongest available candidate. Left-back, Lukadine. As we complete our back four and goalkeeper, hopefully you can see from the first 5 players in this 11 that I was being pretty reasonable when I said Lille have sold some remarkable talent. Lukadine was born in the suburbs of Paris, like so many fantastic French footballers, and if you haven't already seen it, I also made a recent video taking a look at a best 11 born in the Paris metropolitan area, which might be worth checking out. I'll include a link to it at the end of this video. Dean joined Lille's youth ranks at the age of only 12, but after just 2 seasons in the club's first team, he was sold to Paris Saint-Germain for £13.5 million. 2 seasons in the French capital were followed by a single season on loan in the Italian capital with Roma before he was signed by Barcelona in 2016. Not content with being rotated with Jordi Alba, Dean joined his current club Everton for £18 million in the summer of 2018, where he has since been among the most creative fullbacks in the Premier League. Central midfield, Idrissa Gueye. Sent off in disgrace in the Champions League semi-final following a reckless tackle on İlkay Gundogan in a moment of madness, we won't let that detract from the fact that Idrissa Gueye is still a very capable defensive or central midfield player. More of a destructor than anything else, Gueye is energetic and brilliant at winning the ball back. He overtook N'Golo Kante for completed tackles in the Premier League in 2016-17 during his debut campaign at Everton, having joined the Toffees following Aston Villa's relegation. Gueye was born in Senegal and represents the Senegal national team, but he moved to France and joined Lille when he was still only 18. Gueye departed for Villa in 2015, having won a Ligue 1 title with Lille for £8 million, and he has since won a second Ligue 1 title with his current club PSG. Central midfield, Yves Basuma. There are some bigger names who miss out on a starting berth in this 11, but I have to say that I'm a big fan of Yves Basuma. The outstanding individual in Brighton's midfield, the Seagulls will have a hard time keeping hold of him this summer, as the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool are reportedly interested in acquiring his services. Should he leave the South Coast this summer, it will likely be for at least double the £15 million that Brighton paid Lille to sign him in 2018. Born in the Ivory Coast but raised in Mali, Basuma moved to France and joined Lille at the age of 19. He went on to make 55 appearances for Lille before being sold to free up funds for other transfers, in addition to having won 19 caps for Mali. Right wing, Nicolas Pepe. Lille's record sale and the most expensive African footballer of all time very nearly missed out on a place in this 11, but in the end, he just about squeaks in on the right flank. It has gone under the radar a little bit during a disappointing season for Arsenal, but Pepe has certainly been among Mikel Arteta's most improved players this season. Having been signed for a club record £72 million, it takes a lot for people to really sit up and take note when that kind of fee is involved. But following 18 months settling into life in North London, Pepe seemed to really turn a corner midway through this season. He ended the season with 16 goals and 5 assists in the Premier League and Europa League, which really isn't bad going when one thinks that he only actually started 26 games across those 2 competitions. Pepe's 2 seasons at Lille were absolutely outstanding, as one might expect, given the fee that it required to get him out of the club. Signed for £16 million from Angers, Pepe scored 37 goals in 80 games at the Stade Pierre-Mauroy, making the Ligue 1 team of the season during the last of his 2 campaigns. Pepe was born around 30 miles outside of Paris to parents of Ivorian descent, and he has won 25 caps for the Ivory Coast since 2016. Attacking midfield, Dimitri Payet. 2 extremely talented Marseille teammates could have started in attacking midfield, but in the end, it is Dimitri Payet who starts, meanwhile the other has to settle for a spot on the bench that we will come to very shortly. Dimitri Payet was born in Réunion, a small French overseas department neighbouring Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. Payet moved to mainland France and joined Le Havre as a 12-year-old, but following 4 years at the club, where he was accused of having a poor attitude, he returned to Réunion's domestic top flight. His talent was always far too great to be restricted to an island of fewer than 1 million inhabitants though, and Payet went on to play for a string of Ligue 1 clubs. He joined Lille from Saint Etienne in 2011 and left 2 years later for Marseille, where he still plays now, having returned to the south of France following a stint at West Ham in 2017. A magnificent footballer, Payet has played as a 10, out wide on the left, and even up front this season, and I'm fairly certain that he is the only player to feature in this 11 who was sold by Lille for less than they paid for him, albeit there wasn't much in it. Left wing, Eden Hazard. Nicolas Pepe may be Lille's record sale in financial terms, but the biggest player to come out of the club in recent years, and perhaps of all time, has to be Eden Hazard. A native of the Belgian city of La Louvière, around an hour's drive from Lille, Hazard made the short journey across the border from his hometown to sign for Lille when he was aged only 14. Over the next 7 years, he matured into Lille's star man and the best player in Ligue 1. Even at such an early age, he was integral to Lille's Ligue 1 title win in 2011, and it was a miracle that the club were able to hang on to him for another season following that triumph. Hazard departed in the summer of 2012, following an extensive transfer battle between Chelsea and Manchester United, and he joined the former for just over £30 million. In 7 seasons at Stamford Bridge, Hazard cemented his status as one of Chelsea's greatest players of all time. He departed in an enormous move to Real Madrid in 2019, but following 2 hugely disappointing and injury-plagued seasons at the Bernabeu, he is now being linked with a return to his former club. Sadly, for any Lille fans watching, that is Chelsea, not them. Hazard's horrendous recent form and fortune meant he actually almost missed out on this 11, but given his quality, I think that would be a bit ridiculous. So I found a place for him in his favoured position on the left flank in the end. Centre forward, Victor Osimhen. It's difficult to say because there is such remarkable competition, but from a financial perspective at least, Victor Osimhen might just be Lille's finest piece of business. The 4th African international in this 11, Osimhen was born in Nigeria's most populous city of Lagos, and his footballing education came in the Ultimate Strikers Academy. After arriving in Europe with Wolfsburg in 2017, Osimhen endured a difficult first 12 months on the continent. He ended up joining Belgian outfit Charleroi, initially on loan, but then on a permanent. During this same summer that he signed for Charleroi permanently, nearby Lille came in with a £20 million bid for him. It was accepted, and Osimhen subsequently scored 18 times in 38 games for the Ligue 1 side. He didn't even get a full season with Lille, as the Ligue 1 season was cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but he departed last summer in a deal worth an enormous £63 million. That is a £43 million profit in the space of just 12 months for Lille. Tremendous business, even if it would have been nice to see Lille actually keep hold of some of the remarkable talent that the club has had over the years. Now for that wondrous bench that I promised you earlier on. Admittedly, it doesn't get off to the most impressive of starts with Lille native and Royal Antwerp goalkeeper Jean Boutez, but fear not, since next up is a borderline legend of a centre-back, namely OGC Nice star Dante. Aged 37 now, he just missed out on a starting berth to Gabriel, but a worthy inclusion on the bench nonetheless. He's joined by 2018 World Cup winner and former Everton loanee Gabriel Sidibe, who left Lille to join Monaco, who are his current club, in the summer of 2016. As backup in midfield, we have Lyon star Thiago Mendes, who was signed by Lille in 2017 and sold on for a significant profit in 2019. And our 3 forwards are Marseille's Florian Thauvin, AC Milan's Rafael Leao, and Liverpool centre-forward Divock Origi. That is a bench which includes 2 World Cup winners and a Champions League winner who scored in the Champions League final. Then you have the likes of Junior Alonso, Anwar El Ghazi, Youssouf Kone, Ibrahim Amadou, Kevin Malqui, Fode Ballo-Touré, Mathieu Debuchy, and Salihou Mete, among others, who didn't even make the bench. Phenomenal. So that is it for today's video, but before you go, if you would like to watch either my short documentary all about Lille, which covers their superb recruitment record, or my video about the best 11 who were born in the Greater Paris region, they should be on your screen now in the form of hyperlinks, or be just about to appear. Thank you all as ever for watching. Please do smash the like button if you enjoyed today's video, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and make sure that you are subscribed and have notifications turned on for HITC Sevens. You can also find me on Twitter or on Instagram by the username at HITC Sevens on both, should you wish to do so.